All right. Welcome to this video. We're going to talk about journaling. This is something that I made. I had been using actually Discord. I'm going to make another video on how to journal as well. But this one, I kind of wanted to go over what I'm currently using, which is something that I built myself. And actually, I want to get your guys' feedback. And by the way, before we continue, these screens back here, they're not there to look cool. I promise you this is how I have my desk set up for a logical reason. I'm not trying to be the cool guy with a bunch of monitors behind him, but legit, that's how I have to have it set up, because if not, you guys would be looking at my bed. So yeah, you need to look at that corner. That's where those monitors sit, so look at me looking cool. All right, so let's get into this and talk about this TradeLab journal. This is just something I put together because honestly, I didn't want to pay the monthly fee. Okay, I have other tools that I pay for throughout my businesses, and so in all reality, I built this for free. So as a free product, yes, it does require a database with monthly maintenance and things like that, but that's okay. It is still way cheaper. So I wanted to get your guys' feedback and see what you thought. So what I have here on the dashboard is like emotion control, daily habits, and like trading execution. So the data that I put into this is what's going to be displayed back at me, right? I think I have like roughly 60. We'll just hit 90. We'll hit all time. So there's probably a little over 90 days worth of data in here. It shows you the net P&L of everything across the board, or you can filter that down to specific accounts, however you want to do that. But some of the key points that I was mostly interested in was my average R per trade. Max drawdown was very important to me. And plan adherence, of course. I just want to see how well do I, pay attention to my plan. This is a little skew because some of the information I entered through a spreadsheet. And so plan adherence is actually a little higher. But over time is what I'm looking for, right? I'm looking for patterns of how often do I keep to my plan, how often do I have emotional breakdowns or journaling consistency, things like that, right? So captured R, and then actual R, and then like your close rate percentage, and then your R capture percentage and everything. Profit by P&L accounts, possible drawdown. Excuse me, I thought this was great because I can pull this on specific strategies like my orb strategy or my RPM version of the orb or this version, or I can pull that data separately to see which one looks good. Best trade, worst trade, things like that. This is like really important obviously to me because I'm very strict on my 1R. And if I go over 1R, it's usually because of slippage, and a lot of times it should be way less. No, not maybe way less, but less than 1R, because there are certain points that I choose to trail, things like that. There's a cumulative equity curve going on here. As you can see, this is typical for the orb. This is really typical for the orb, like flat, 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 and then it just blows up. So some of this data is skewed because there's a lot of test data in here, but I at least have a few weeks of my actual trading in here. So I'm very excited to have a tool like this. So for example, when I open the day, let's go ahead and journal my day for today. So I start out with my daily heat score. Obviously, the higher the score, the better off it is, right? So if I felt FOMO and didn't trade, or if I stopped after max loss, I'm going to give myself some points. If I took a break after getting emotional, I'm going to give myself a point for that. I need to save entry, give myself a point. Okay. If I did anything else, took revenge trade, broke my lax, you click these and it actually goes against your heat score. I just like to keep track of myself behaviorally and also give myself kind of a reward and punishment kind of system. I thought this would help. I did this on a different platform long ago. I'm going to say my daily execution today was pretty on point. All right. Energy level was a little bit low. Sleep quality was a little high. So this is just like a daily scorecard of where I'm at, right? My stress level today was fairly low. My urgency to make money, I'm going to say that was a little high. Shouldn't have been as high as it was. Emotional control, I'm going to put myself at like an 8 because I actually felt this urgency, but I didn't act on it. So let's see, discipline score, I'm going to say was pretty good. Execution quality, yet again, was pretty good. And I'm actually going to move this up a little bit higher. This is just the way I like to weigh in this execution. I have it twice for a reason for me. Like if you guys were to use something like this or this product here or something, you could go to customize and like, choose this out. But this is not available to the public at the moment. I'm just trying to get your guys' feedback and stuff. So here's our plan, right? Today I looked at everything except for news. I did not look at news today, so shame on me for not looking. So I'm not giving myself credit for that. So if I come up here and look, right now I'm at a 65 out of 100, and that's pretty much it. I do have behavior tags down here for things that I want to enter for the day. If I had like a certain kind of emotion that I wanted to log for the day, like if my greed was just super high, I could put that down here. There's like actions for early exit. If I exited early, I could tag this day with that. Okay. Mistakes. Then there's the orb challenge, right? If I'm doing the phase 1 mechanical reset, all I have to do is click this and automatically will do that. And so just to go to that, for example, if you guys take the orb challenge, I have this available here. Like I said, this product is not public and live. I'm looking for feedback at the moment, but here's the mechanical reset, right? I've done 35 out of 50 trades mechanical reset. I'm up $730, and here's the profit and losses that go with it. And if we go down to like stop loss manager, I've entered a bunch of these, so I have 33 out of 30 actually. So I have a few extra, but there was $1,000, almost $1,100 profit there. So that was pretty cool, right? So then you could go here, discretion, prop firm. You could like go through all of the phases and keep track of how you're doing on those phases. Because like I said, it's really important for you to be able to distinguish the difference between an orb trade and a emotional trade, right? You need to have the data separate so you can look at it. But let's go back to the daily journal. All right, let's go ahead and add a trade. I wanted this to be quick and easy. Okay, guys, I am not interested in building some psycho spreadsheet, right? I just need a general idea of how I'm trading, right? Okay, so if I come in here and I go like risk, I think of a trade today. I had a $74 stop out, right? So my actual R on this was -1. Okay, my target R was 3. Okay, usually that is my target R, 100%. And I'm going to say that this was a orb life trade, okay? And that was on my main account, and that was a long. That's it. That's all I'm going to enter. MNQ, I have a quick little thing right here. You can click that. Done. Save trade. Boop. Trade 1. Stop out. Okay? So let's look at trade 2. Trade 2 was an MMQ. There was actually another stop out. It was a little bit bigger. It was almost a full 100. Target R was 3. Actual R was -1. Okay, $94 loss. Okay, this is where I'm good. If I'm off a couple dollars, I don't care. Every once in a while, I had a trade the other day that my account was up $1 compared to my journal. So I literally, instead of a $94 loss, I did a 95. Close enough for me. Okay, I'm not looking to count every penny like an accountant. I'm looking to keep track of myself and keep all that stuff. All right, let's jump into trade 3. I had to look at it again. I just wanted to make sure it was right. So we risked $89. Our target was 3R. We pulled 3.8 out of it, which means we had a total of 338 for the day. And, that's really it, right? I'll tag it with it was this or, my live account, sim account, back test, right? Like I can organize this information and take a look at how things are going, okay? Hit save trade. So let's take a look for the day. It's showing a 60. That seems kind of low. Oh, I know why. Okay, so down here, I did not take 7 impulse trades, actually. I took all the way down. I did not break my rules either, so that is looking much better. So we'll go ahead and just hit saved again, just to make sure. And yeah, so this is what we're missing down here. Aha. All right, come up here and hit save. Yeah, so that was a pretty good score here. It was an A-game execution, just a normal day in Paradise. So we ended up with a gross P&L of about $170. I actually think it was like $172 on the actual account, so close enough for me. All right, so this is what I'm using right now to take a look at, just my overall trading behavior, just to keep track of things, keep track of my trades and stay on top of my accounts. And a lot of times I fill this out as I go because it is quick and easy. And that's what I wanted. I wanted it to be something that I could put next to me and just keep track of stuff. So I am very, very, very interested in your guys' feedback. If you would put down below like what you're actually interested in. I do have things like I can import and export trades. I can do like a complete backup of this, of what's currently in here as far as the data and stuff like that. So I do want to see what you guys think. So please comment down below. Let me know. Like I got the orb challenge in here. I even got a custom version that you could make your own. If you want to do your own custom like challenge and create your own rules and stuff, you could do that and then follow it. There is a playbook section as well, where you can just add. This is obviously just a test run because I know my strategies like off the top of my head. You could wake me up in the middle of the night. I could spit out my strategies in less than 15 to 20 seconds. Legit. So I did want to put this in here though. Each strategy can have examples. You could upload pictures. As you tag your examples, you can actually look at that specific strategy. So if you had a bunch of strategies in here and you tag the trades that you traded with that strategy, you can come in here and separately see your R's, your everything, your all that kinds of stuff. So this is like a training backstage you can do. So if I wanted to back test my strategy and input the information, I could archive that and keep it safe. I could do like a sim back test if I was trading like a trade sim or FX replay or something, anything like that. If I'm just looking back on charts and I just want to put the information in here to keep it, that's fine. And then the live stage, right? If I wanted to see specifically how this was doing on a live account as I was moving forward with it, and I could have that data separated. So that's pretty much what we have in here. There is an area for reports. I could pull different reports and things just to see what's going on. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. We will keep an eye on this. I'm going to keep going with it. I really love that it tracks mainly my behaviors, right? I am looking to track my P&L, right? My R's, my average R loss. That's what I'm looking for, right? Because when I lose 0.97 R, I want that documented. When I lose a half an R, I want that documented. When I move a trade to take profit and I hit like an 8R trade, I really want that documented, right? Because if I had two orb strategies and one of them hit 8-10R trades every once in a while and the other one never did, right? Because I was trailing too tight or something, to me that's an important distinction. So anyways, I hope this video has just been helpful to you to kind of think about some of the things that you could be journaling as well. Just comment down below on things you think I should add or stuff that I'm missing. If you're like, dude, this is like super important, you should add this, please let me know. That would be awesome. And I will see you guys in the next video.